In the annals of Hawaiian history, a profound disturbance rippled through the kingdom with the birth of a child of noble lineage. Mystic seers, renowned for their foresight, prophesied that this child, imbued with noble blood, would rise to become a chief slayer and ultimately govern the entirety of Hawaii. However, the mother of this child, a chiefess endowed with cunning and strategic prowess, devised a plan to safeguard her offspring. She orchestrated his clandestine upbringing by another family, hidden from the prying eyes of those who sought to extinguish his life as foretold. For 5 years, the boy, named Kamehameha, eluded the grim fate prophesied for him, shielded by the shroud of secrecy woven by his mother's ingenuity. It was only upon the king's benevolent summons that Kamehameha emerged from the shadows to re-enter the court. As he grew, his stature matched the prophecy, his demeanor exuding a potent blend of strength, power, and contemplation, marking him as one touched by divine destiny. With a countenance bearing the godly mark of prophecy, Kamehameha, whose name translated to the Lonely One, stood at the crossroads of fate, poised to shape the destiny of Hawaii. Meanwhile, King Kalaniʻopuʻu, who had ascended the throne following the demise of Alapati, faced the specter of mortality as his health waned, igniting a contentious struggle for succession. Ambitious chiefs, their eyes fixed on the throne, maneuvered amidst the political turmoil, eager to secure their claims to power. In this tumultuous period, where the echoes of prophecy mingled with the whispers of ambition, the young Kamehameha emerged as a pivotal figure. Although the king initially intended to pass the mantle of leadership to his eldest son, he recognized the exceptional qualities possessed by his nephew, Kamehameha. Thus, while the throne remained beyond his grasp, Kamehameha was bestowed with the title of the Keeper of Ku, the war god, and granted a parcel of land. Amidst the backdrop of political intrigue and divine prophecy, the religious fabric of the islands remained steadfast, rooted in the traditions of the Polynesian explorers who first discovered and settled the archipelago. Aloha, a profound force embodying kindness and familial love, permeated the hearts of the people. Their reverence for the land, from the vibrant coral beds to the towering volcanic peaks, echoed the presence of mana, a spiritual energy suffusing all things. Yet, in the intricate tapestry of Hawaiian society, mana was not distributed evenly. It flowed abundantly through the veins of those of noble birth, bestowing upon them authority and influence over the spiritual and temporal realms. Through the issuance of caps, sacred codes of conduct, the chiefs wielded their power, demanding reverence and obedience from their subjects. Cap decrees strict adherence to hierarchical norms, compelling commoners to bow before their chiefs and imposing rigid gender roles, including prohibitions on shared dining between men and women. Violations of Cap were met with swift and severe punishment, often resulting in death, as the bones of the sacrifice served as vessels to harvest the mana of their enemies. In the kingdom of Hawaii, a great disturbance stirred with the birth of a boy of noble blood. Mystic seers foretold that this child would rise to become a chief killer and ruler of the entire island. However, the boy's mother, a cunning chiefess, orchestrated his secret upbringing with another family to protect him from the prophecy's grim fate. For 5 years, the child, named Kamehameha, lived in hiding until circumstances brought him back to the king's court. Kamehameha grew into a formidable figure, marked by the prophecy's godly sign and bearing the weight of his destined greatness. Meanwhile, tensions simmered in the kingdom as King Kalaniʻopuʻu's health declined, and the question of succession loomed large. Amidst jealous chiefs vying for power and the recent arrival of white men, Kamehameha emerged as a prominent contender. While the king intended to pass the throne to his eldest son, he granted Kamehameha lands and entrusted him with the guardianship of the war god Ku. The island's religions, stemming from Polynesian roots, fostered a culture of aloha, a force of bliss embodied in familial love and kindness. However, the uneven distribution of mana, a spiritual energy, created disparities, favoring those of noble lineage. Kamehameha's defiance against the king's decree ignited a series of conflicts, plunging the kingdom into turmoil. His half-brother, Keoa, driven by resentment, launched attacks on Kamehameha's lands, escalating a cycle of violence and revenge. Despite the fierce battles that ensued, Kamehameha's strategic acumen and military prowess enabled him to seize control over half of the island, while Keo fled southward, vowing vengeance. Into this tumultuous period arrived Simon Metcalf, an American trader seeking retribution, whose actions further destabilized the region. Metcalf's brutal reprisals, including the massacre at Aliwalo, heightened tensions between the native Hawaiians and foreign traders. However, Metcalf's son, Thomas, unwittingly became entangled in the aftermath, facing tragic consequences for his father's deeds. In the aftermath of these clashes, Kamehameha seized the opportunity to strengthen his position by enlisting the aid of captured foreigners, Isaac Davis and John Young. These individuals played pivotal roles in Kamehameha's military strategies, helping negotiate trade agreements with American and British ships, thereby acquiring firearms and cannons to bolster his forces. As Kamehameha's power expanded, he confronted formidable adversaries like Kahukili, the ruler of Maui, whose ruthless conquest and reign of terror cast a shadow over the islands. Yet, armed with newfound resources and alliances, Kamehameha embarked on a mission to unify the islands under his rule. As a grim testament to his power and brutality, Kahukili resided in a house constructed from the bones of the chiefs who had defied him. This macabre dwelling served as a grim reminder of his conquest and dominance, striking fear into the hearts of his subjects and solidifying his tyrannical rule over the land. Amidst whispers hinting at his true lineage, though inconsequential to his ambitions, Kamehameha embarked on a daring campaign to conquer Maui, challenging the authority of Kahekili's son, Kalani'Kipio, in a tumultuous clash of wills. Manning the cannons with steely resolve, John Young and Isaac Davis unleashed devastation upon their adversaries, their onslaught painting the once serene river crimson with the blood of fallen warriors. Yet, despite the ferocity of their assault, the conquest of Maui remained elusive, a testament to the island's indomitable spirit. Meanwhile, while Kamehameha waged war on distant shores, Koa's audacious rebellion wrought havoc upon his realm on Hawaii Island, threatening to unravel the delicate balance of power he had painstakingly forged. However, upon his triumphant return, Kamehameha unleashed the full might of his arsenal, driving Koa's forces into a desperate retreat. Yet, even in victory, tragedy struck as a volcanic eruption claimed the lives of hundreds, a stark reminder of the unpredictable forces that shaped their world. Undeterred by the perils that beset him, Kamehameha faced an even greater challenge as Kahekili rallied a formidable coalition of islands against him, their combined might threatening to engulf the fledgling kingdom in turmoil. Despite their sacrilegious assault on sacred temples and the relentless onslaught of their forces, Kamehameha's warriors, armed with muskets and cannons, stood firm, repelling the invaders and cementing his authority over the fractured realm. Seeking reconciliation amidst the chaos of war, Kamehameha extended a tentative olive branch to Kewa, inviting him to parley in hopes of forging a lasting peace. However, suspicions lingered, casting a pall of mistrust over their fragile negotiations, ultimately culminating in a tragic betrayal and Kua's untimely demise. With his supremacy unchallenged, Kamehameha ascended as the undisputed ruler of Hawaii Island, his dominion extending far beyond its shores. The passing of Kahekili in 1794 marked the end of an era, succeeded by his son Kalani'Kipio, who sought to consolidate his father's legacy and expand his dominion. Unfazed by the shifting tides of power, Kamehameha orchestrated a masterful strategy to secure alliances and assert his dominance, enlisting the support of British diplomats and leveraging their formidable firepower to achieve his aims. In a climactic showdown that would determine the fate of the islands, Kamehameha's forces clashed with Oa's defenders, led by the treacherous Kaina, on the precipice of Nuanipali. Amidst the deafening roar of cannons and the clash of steel, Oa's forces found themselves trapped between the relentless assault of Kamehameha's warriors and the unforgiving abyss below, their fate hanging in the balance as they teetered on the edge of defeat. Amidst the whispers of prophecy and the foreboding whispers of mystic seers, a boy of noble lineage emerged, destined to challenge the very fabric of the kingdom. Born into a world fraught with uncertainty and intrigue, his name whispered in hushed tones: Kamehameha, the Lonely One. The son of a cunning chiefess, he was whisked away to safety, shielded from the clutches of fate by the careful machinations of his mother. As the boy grew, so too did the shadows of destiny loom over the land. King Kalani'Opu, his uncle, grappled with the specter of succession beset by jealous chiefs vying for power and the encroaching presence of foreign visitors upon Hawaiian shores. In the intricate dance of courtly intrigue, alliances were forged and destinies entwined. Yet, amidst the tumult of courtly affairs, a more primal struggle unfolded. Kamehameha, fueled by the divine mark of prophecy etched upon his being, dared to defy the king, seizing the mantle of power for himself. In a tumultuous clash of wills, he faced the fury of Kalaniopus' disinherited son, Kawa, whose thirst for vengeance knew no bounds. Bearing the weight of prophecy upon his shoulders, Kamehameha marshaled his forces, rallying his loyal chiefs to his side. In the crucible of war, they clashed with jagged clubs and barbed spears, their destinies intertwined with the very fate of the islands themselves. Amidst the chaos of battle, King Kualeo, Kamehameha's rival, met his demise at the hands of a stone hurled with lethal precision. With the fall of Kualeo, Kamehameha ascended to rule over half the island, his dominion secured through blood and valor. Yet, even as he basked in the glow of victory, the specter of vengeance loomed on the horizon. Kua, his old nemesis, fled southward, nursing his wounds and plotting his revenge. Meanwhile, a new threat emerged on the horizon, one born of the distant shores and the insatiable thirst for vengeance. Simon Metcalf, an American trader driven by the fires of retribution, laid anchor off the coast of Maui, his eyes alight with the promise of conquest. Little did he know, his actions would set in motion a chain of events that would shape the fate of nations. As the sands of time continued to shift, Kamehameha found himself embroiled in a deadly game of cat and mouse, his enemies circling like sharks in the water. Yet, amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged, a chance for redemption, for reconciliation, for peace. With the fall of Kalaniopu, Kamehameha's grasp on power tightened, his influence spreading like wildfire across the islands. Yet, even as he reveled in his newfound authority, the echoes of prophecy whispered of trials yet to come, of challenges yet to be faced. In the shadow of destiny, Kamehameha stood as a beacon of strength and resilience, his legacy destined to endure for generations to come. As the sun set on the horizon, casting its golden glow upon the land, the lonely one stood tall, his spirit unbroken, his legacy secure.